So, hello, good morning, my dear friends and my friends. So, as you know that on this channel we teach chemistry for CSIR NET, GRF, IIT GATE, and geoscientists, and also for IIT JAM, etc. So now, in last class, that's in lecture number 4, I given you in homework. I given you 2 questions in homework. So let's solve these questions. On this question, so here the question number 1, question 9 is the differential rate law equation for the elementary reaction A plus 2B and gives out 3C. So we have to calculate the differential rate law equation. Okay, so I think if you know how to calculate the differential, this is basically the differential rate law expression. Differential rate law expression. Rate law expression, we know rate law expression can be expressed in two terms, in differential form and in normal form. So for example, let's if A plus B gives out C, we can write the rate law expression in two terms. Number first, rate equal to K and concentration of A to the power L and B to the power M, right? One format is this, and second format minus d over dt and concentration of A equal to minus d over dt concentration of B equal to d over dt concentration of C. So we have two formats to express the rate law expression, right? So in this equation we will discuss here. So for this reaction, right? For this reaction, first of all, you write yourself. You write the differential rate law equation for this reaction. Okay, so let's start. Minus d over dt concentration of K equal to 1 upon 2 minus d over dt concentration of B and 1 upon 3 d over dt concentration of C. So this is the rate law expression for the above reaction. Now in differential form, and also we can write the rate law expression in normal form, that the rate equal to K and A to the power 1 and B to the power 2. Why we are taking here B to the power 2 and A to the power 1? Because this is an elementary reaction. Okay, so one more thing you always remember, that if this is an elementary reaction, then we can raise the powers, their stoichiometric, just the stoichiometric energy powers. But in case of the normal reactions, if it is not given in the question that it is not an elementary reaction, then we cannot write the stoichiometric energy powers. Okay, so these I write here the power 1 because the coefficient is 1 and coefficient of B is 2. So therefore from these two equations we can combine this equation and it become minus d over dt and concentration of A equal to 1 upon 2 minus d over dt concentration of B equal to 1 upon 3 d over dt concentration of C and equal to, so you also write equal to this, and therefore K equal to A to the power 1 and B to the power 2. So now this is our result. Okay, so we match, we will match which one is matched with this. So you can see clearly the listen, minus d over dt concentration of 1 upon 2 minus d over dt concentration of B equal to 1 upon 3 d over dt concentration of C and K A and B to the power 2. So the option number C is correct. Okay, I think you have already solved this question. If you not solved, so you can see here. Now the question number 10, this is also very interesting and very important question. Here for a reaction 2A plus B gives out 3Z, and the rate of consumption, or simply you can say the rate of deformation, both are the same. The rate of consumption or rate of deformation of A is 2 into 10 to the power minus 4, mole per decimeter cube per second, and the rate of formation of Z will be. So actually we have to calculate the rate of formation of Z. So for such type of reactions, what will we do? And write down, first of all, write down the rate expression. Okay, 1 upon 2 and minus d over dt concentration of A, and equal to 1 d over dt concentration of B. We use a minus term, minus 1 equal to 1 upon 3 d over dt and concentration of Z. Okay, so what we have to calculate? We have to calculate concentration of d over dt concentration of Z, means rate of deformation. Okay, this is the rate of deformation. Sorry, rate of we have to calculate the rate of formation. Yes, rate of formation of Z. So rate of formation of Z, this is the rate of formation of Z. This is the rate of formation of Z. Okay, this is the rate of formation of Z. Rate of formation of Z, and but we are given here the rate of deformation A, value of rate of deformation of A. So what is the rate of deformation of A? This given that 2 into 10 to the power minus 4, 2 into 10 to the power minus 4. So let's we take this and this. Okay, these two terms. So 1 upon 2 into 2 into 1 upon 2, and again 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 equal to 1 upon 3 d over dt concentration of Z. And if we send this 3 here, so this 3 just going here, we multiply, divide this 2 by 2, and this 3 just goes to numerator, right? And you can write here d over dt concentration of Z equal to 3 into 10 to the power minus 4, right? So this is the rate of formation of Z. So the correct option is option A. So I think you can understand clearly, and now so you take a screenshot of this. Now we will discuss the methods of initial rate. Okay, so actually this is the method of initial rate. This is used to calculate the order of reaction. Okay, I already told you one trick, a shortcut trick that's used for the to calculate the rate of reaction. If we increase the concentration, if we double the concentration, if the rate of reaction also double, then the first order reaction. If we double the concentration, rate of reaction become 4 times, then the second order reactions. If we just double the concentration of reactant, if the rate of reaction become 8 times, it is the third order reaction. Okay, by the way, sometimes we are unable to calculate the order of reactions when there are 2 or more reactants are given. Okay, so then we use this method of initial rate, this method, then we use this method. So let's understand by an example. A plus B plus C and gives out a product P. Okay, so initially let's consider concentration of reactants A, B, C are C1 and C1. Okay, means all the reactants A, B, C have their concentration C1. So then we can write the rate, right? So R1 directly proportional to concentration of C1 to the power L, concentration of C2 to the power N, C1, and concentration of C1 to the power N. This is for A, and this is for B, and this is for C. Okay. So after some time, concentration of reactants A, B, C become C2, Here you done the respectively, okay? This respectively. Now, then the rate R2 directly proportional to C2 and concentration of C2 and power L and C2 for B, M and C2 and C. So let's, if we consider this is equation number first and equation number 2, if we divide equation number 2 by equation number first, then we get R2 upon R1. Okay, here the rate constant, just we take the rate constant is constant. Okay, so now C2 upon C1, here the C2 upon C1 to the power L or A, and C2 upon C1 to the power B, power M, and C2 upon C1 for C to the power M. So basically this expression is the method of initial rate. In general we can write here, in general R2 upon R1 equal to C2 upon C1, and here 4 to the power n. This n is simply, what is this? This n is order of the reaction. Okay, so this can be expressed in general. So now we will discuss some question related to the rate law expression as well as methods of initial rate. So you can take a screenshot of this. So okay, let's we take one question based on the method of initial rate. Okay, so this question basically asked in the June 2016. If the rates of reaction are the R1 and R2 at the concentrations C1 and C2 of a reactants respectively, the order n, assuming that the concentration of all other reactants and the T remains constant with respect to that of the reactants. First of all, the important is that during the solving the questions, so you understand the question clearly. So now this question we will solve according to that methods we have just solved. R2 upon R1, according to this method, R2 upon R1 equal to C2 upon C1 and whole to the power n. Basically this n is the order of the reaction. Now, so taking log on both sides, log R2 upon R2 upon R1 equal to log C2 upon C1 to the power n, and it's become log R2 upon R1 equal to n log C2 upon C1. Now log R2 minus log R1 equal to n log C2 minus log C1. I think you already know a formula, mathematical formula, that is log m upon n. Log m upon n equal to log m minus log n. So according to this formula we can write here. So now n equal to, what is n? N equal to log R2 minus log R1 upon log C2 minus log C1. So one more thing you can see here, there is no option with match with our answer. So if we multiply this term by minus and this term also by minus, right? We multiply this term by minus, then we get, if we multiply this numerator by minus, we get log R1 minus log R2 upon If you multiply this denominator also by the minus, then we get log C1 minus log C2. So now I think you can see this result match with option number A. Okay, so option A is the correct answer. So I think I hope that you understand, and so you can take the screenshot of the solution. Okay, now we will solve question number 12. So this is the question, and very important question. For the reaction P plus Q plus R gives out as experimental data for the measured initial rate is given. Here we are given this table. Experiments, there are 4 experiments are conducted. Initially the concentration of P and initial concentration of Q and the initial concentration of R and the initial rate. Right. So what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the order of reaction with respect to P, Q, R respectively. Okay, what is the order of reaction with respect to P and with respect to Q and with respect to R? Now, how can we calculate? For such type of questions, we already told you we can apply a shortcut. First, how we apply? If the concentration of reactant just become double, then the rate if the concentration of reactant become double and the rate of reaction also double, then it is the first order reaction. That means if the concentration of reaction directly proportional to rate of reaction or simply the rate of reaction directly proportional to the concentration, then it is the first order reaction. If we doubles the concentration, rate of reaction become 4 times, it is the second order reaction. If just doubles the concentration of reactant and rate of reaction become 8 times, then it is the third order reaction. So now we will apply a shortcut here, but I think all of you know the conditions to applying the shortcut. In 3 cases, suppose that we are calculating the order of reaction with respect to P, right? If we are calculating the order of reaction with respect to P, then the concentration of remaining species should be constant. Okay, and the concentration of P should be changed. Okay, and in this method we generally take 2 experiments, 2 observations. Okay, so for calculating the concentration, calculate the rate of reaction, order of reaction, let's we take experiment number 1 and 2. Okay, so you can clearly see here in case of the in concentration of P 0.2 to 4, it changes from 0.2 to 0.4, but the concentration of remaining species, for Q it is constant, for R it is constant. So this is the condition. Now we can easily calculate the order of reaction with respect to P. So you can clearly see if we change the concentration. Okay, so 0.2 to 0.4, on doubling the concentration, of reactant, what is the effect on the rate of reaction? 8 4 is 32, 3.2, and this power it become 10 to the power minus 4. Okay, so you can clearly see here on just doubling the concentration of reactant, rate of reaction become 4 times. On doubling the concentration of reactant, rate of reaction become 4 times. That means this reaction is of second order. So rate of reaction, order of reaction with respect to P, therefore order of reaction with respect to P equal to second order. Okay, now for calculating the order of reaction with respect to Q, right? So you can see here the concentration of Q, it should be changed. So from 0.5 to, let's see experiment number 2 and 3. Okay, let's take the experiment number 2 and 3. In experiment 2 and 3, we can clearly see here the concentration of Q changes, but the concentration of remaining species should not change. It is of 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, 0.2, but it is changes. Here, the concentration of Q changes from 0.5 to 2. That means the concentration of reactant become 4 times. Here, the concentration of reactant become 4 times. And what is the effect on the rate? Here, the rate is 3.2. rate is 1.28. If we multiply in 3.2, so you can see if you multiply by 4 to 8 and 4 is 12. 12.8. So 12.8 into 10 to the power minus 4, we can write here 1.28 into 10 to the power minus 3. So you can see here the rate of reaction become 4 times. If the concentration, if we concentration become 4 times, rate of reaction become 4 times. That means the rate of reaction directly proportional to the concentration. So therefore the rate of reaction, order of reaction with respect to Q is 1. Order of reaction with respect to Q equal to 1. So that means we can eliminate some options. Okay, so we can eliminate option number D and 2 and 1. We can eliminate option number A. Okay, so answer should be B or C. Now, how can we calculate the order for C? So for R, order of reaction for R, reactant R. So it is some difficult. Okay, because if we take the experiment, if we take experiment 3 and 4, right? 3 and 4. So these concentration are not constant. This is also not constant. If we take experiment number 2 and 4, right? 2 and 4, it is not constant. It is constant, but it is not constant. If we take 1 and 4, then it is 1 and 4 it is not constant. So it is some difficult. But here we have to apply the methods of initial rate. Okay, no problem. We can solve any questions. Okay. So now we apply the methods of initial rate. How can we apply the methods of initial rate? Here, the rate R1, you can see the methods of initial rate R2 upon R1 equal to C2 upon C1 for P and power L, and into C2 upon C1 for Q power M, and C2 upon C1 for R and power N. But we already know the value of L and M, means we already calculated the value for the reactant P and Q. P and Q, order for P is 1, order for P is 2 and order for Q is M. So we can put here R2 upon R1 equal to, and C2 upon C1. So C2 upon C1 for the P. What is the C2 here? Okay, so one more thing. In this experiment, we can take any of the observation in calculating for the order of with respect to R. So let's take the experiment number 1 and 2. Okay, let's take the experiment number 1 and 2. So for P, C2 upon C1, 0.2 upon 0.4, 0.2 upon 0.4 to the power L. L means, so here L is 2. Okay, into order. L means L is the order is 2. Now C2 upon C1 for Q, that's 0.5 upon 0.5, 0.5 upon 0.5, and order is 1. Now C2 upon C1 for R 0.4 upon 0.4, 0.4 upon 0.4. Okay, so it is power is n. Its power is n. Now, so R2 upon R1, what is R2? 8 into 10 to the power minus. It's actually C2 upon C1. Sorry, R2 upon R1. Let's we take this rate is R. This is R1. This is for R1 and this is for R2. Okay, so 0.4 upon 0.2, right? 0.4 upon 0.2, 0.4 upon 0.2, and here okay, and here is also okay, right? So now R2, the value of R2 means for the second case, that is the 3.28, 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 4 upon 8 into 10 to the power minus 5 equal to. From here, if we eliminate this point, then it become 2 to the 4, and 2 to the 4, 2 to the 4. Okay, it is 4 into. If we eliminate 5 and 5, 5 5 the 1, it is 1 into 1 to the power n. Okay, so now here 8 4 the 32, 0.4, and if we remove this point, okay, remove this point, we multiply here by 10. So if we multiply here by 10, then this power become 10 to the power minus 4, and all this 10 to the power minus 4 is cancel out. So here it become 4 equal to 4 into 1 into 1 to the power n. So this 4 is 4 also cancel out, and here is left 1 equal to 1 to the power n. So let's we can take 1 to the power 1 to the power 1, and then we can say n equal to 1, n equal to 1, hence the correct option is C, right? So I hope that you understand well. Yet you feel any problem in this question or in this chemical kinetics, so you can write in comment box. We will definitely reply. So my dear students and friends, we continue on our channel, and like, subscribe and share to your friends. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.